Well, welcome back for part 2. Apparently, Twitch thought it was cool to cut off my stream and my audio. Nothing happened to my OBS. I didn't drop any frames. I was still in my session. Nothing happened here. Sound is back. I had to restart my stream for that. Because I don't know if that's an OBS thing, but OBS think it's also really cool if your stream reconnects to just reconnect without audio. Like that's desirable in any way. Why are you going in red? And now we're dropping some frames. Why? Internet from yesterday is bleeding over into today, I guess. Ah, I love the upload. Switching colors. Well, we'll see. If this breaks up too much, we'll have to read another part another time, I guess. New RX paradigm with blockchain RX 2.0. Hashtag with blockchain. Uh-oh. So now to get into the, the NFT space. Let's talk about scaling the fun of RX with a development team of hundreds. So let's delve deeper into what we need to do to strengthen the RX even more. Perhaps to to make everyone even more dependent and even more addicted. Let's go. Perhaps the easiest conclusion could be that we grow our development team to thousands and increase the scale and density of upcoming contents. Dude, they should just make more merch, man. Make more MapleStory themed merch. Sell it for a fuck ton of money. It's not a realistic solution. Simply adding more developers to create more content will not necessarily improve the RX for our players. Well, not necessarily, no. But it could. Instead, we must explore new avenues to enhance the overall MapleStory experience. Generally, people only consider in-game activities when they think about playing a game. But our players know that there is much more to MapleStory than that. Sharing tips and experience in forums or creating enjoying fan-made content are all part of playing MapleStory. Imagine making MapleStory content. Nevertheless, these activities have always been separated from the game itself, as the core fun factor of MapleStory RX is limited to in-game activities. Could be. What about MapleFest, bro? Some crazy RX. Till now, there's been a clear separation between the game and its derivative ecosystem. One cannot use in-game items in the derivative ecosystem since MapleStory's core fun RX was limited to in-game activities. Tell that to all the people who sell their accounts and sell stuff on their accounts. What if we could bridge that gap? What if we could monetize... what if we could allow players to use in-game items in this derivative ecosystem and monetize that? Money, 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 money. Money. RX 2.0, expanding utility. MapleStory ecosystem. MapleStory PC user plus forum derivative apps fan creations. Items and characters. Go through the... Oh, dude, what is it when you go, like, through the cellular wall? Is that osmosis? No. What is it? What is it when things from inside a cell, particles, can go, like, through the... Can go out of the cell wall? Diffusion? Oh, it might be diffusion. Mitosis? No, yortosis. I think osmosis is something with the sun. Engage your wallets, yeah. This is achievable through the use of blockchain technology, TM Incorporated, soon TM. By building MapleStory on the blockchain and creating all items as NFTs, everyone's favorite word, a structure can be established where items can be freely exchanged between various dApps beyond the MapleStory blockchain ecosystem and monetized with every trade. This would allow MapleStory's RX to be strengthened not only within the game. I feel like whenever they say RX, they just mean games profits. I think if you replace that in the entire article, I don't think the meaning of the article changes at all. Well, I said osmosis, so if it's that, I was right. In the game, but also in various derivative ecosystems outside of it. Moreover, apps could interact with each other through freely movable items, breaking down existing game boundaries and moving towards a larger universe. Instead of solely relying on the development team to fulfill the demand for new content, a derivative ecosystem of creators could bring the fun of of creators. Oh, did I read content creator of creators? The fun of RX to the players. This is how we envision the evolution of RX 2.0, the next generation of RX, where the development team is part of the ecosystem, collaborating with various creators to produce massive creative content. Yo, can I get my Mohawk as a Mohawk NFT, please? Thank you. However, it is clear that the road to the next generation is not as well paved as simply stating it as above. There are many factors to consider, especially inflation management, which is closely tied with RX's rarity, is the most fundamental factor. Oh, especially inflation, yeah. This is because inflation management is closely linked to the core idea of the game, and it is a challenging issue to approach without changing the fundamental structure of the game. Well, and the thing with NFTs is that you have a non-fungible, unique hash, right? But then if you make 1 million of them that all look the same. Dude, when we tried to look into, like, because one of the prime examples of, like, the old stuff of NFTs that have kind of worked and that people know is basically CSGO skins, right? It always comes back down to that. But, like, you can have a certain weapon, and then there's, like, factory new and used and whatever the fuck that is, and then there's, like, 16,000 patterns of colors onto it, and it's like... it gets pretty wild, and it's just like people decide that this color is really cool because they want it, and then as soon as it gets sold for a bunch of money, then suddenly everything else, all the other values also go, yeah. And then the wildest thing is, like, nobody even sees that weapon. Like, it's like a flash it's like a single pixel flash on your screen during a match. So it's all about just like knowing it and giving it that value. It's so weird. Yeah. Like other MMORPG games, MapleStory has an infinite number of items that can be created. All rewards are generated and provided based on each player. If 1,000 people each kill a monster, 1,000 items are generated. Well, not if it's in Grandest, because they only drop node stones. Okay. If 10,000 people each kill a monster, 10,000 items are generated, and so on. Wow. Quick maths. However, it is impossible to accurately predict the number of players in the course of running a service, making it difficult to manage the rarity of items over time. Well, that and because you're adding new content, and that can change the value. Plus, you know, if you're too late to stop dupers and stuff, then you can definitely... It's really weird that when you dupe something, you make a copy that's exactly the same code. There should be an error that's like, well, these items have the same code, these cannot both exist, one of them will be deleted, right? I feel like there has to be some very basic stuff you can do to make sure that that can't happen, but, you know, we're getting off topic again. RX 2.0, controlling rarity, item generation in MapleStory, current version, user-based and infinite quantity, RX 2.0 with blockchain, server-based, and limited quantity. I mean, you say infinite, but... To achieve this goal, MapleStory N will be implementing a new item production structure called limited quantity item generation instead of allowing the game to have an infinite number of new items generated as the number of players increases. We will set a fixed total number of items for the entire server. This number will remain constant regardless of the number of players, ensuring that the number of items rewarded periodically is limited. Makes sense? NFT expands the game's boundaries. A limited quantity item generation keeps items relevant. Or... well, yeah. Tries to make sure that items don't become useless, you know. So people don't feel bad for having an item, so that every item has value. At least some base value based on its rarity at least. So nobody should feel bad, so everyone hodls everything. So everything goes up, so every transaction makes them more money. I think that's the idea behind it. Sure, MapleStory is sustainable for years to come. We will make RX more enjoyable by actively embracing blockchain technology and design. Use NFTs to increase scalability across our derivative ecosystem. Scalability! And we will use a lot of buzzwords in here. Limited quantity generation to address the underlying item inflation. Am I reading a white paper right now? Problem and increase rarity. With this blockchain technology and design, MapleStory will evolve into MapleStory Universe, entirely new MMORPG virtual world with RX 2.0. Wrapping up. Oh, yeah. Our GT session was titled MapleStory Universe, Perfecting the Core MMORPG Experience with Blockchain. We recognize that the term perfect carries significant weight. Well, perfecting means that you're working on making it perfect, not that it will be perfect, right? It means you're in a perpetual state of trying to improve it, I would say. As we emphasized that our very first post on Medium, we don't claim to be unconditionally right, but we put our heart and soul into the word perfect. Good. 20 years of MapleStory. True. How many years of design was that one champ in League of Legends again that like broke the game when it came out? Was it Samira? Who was it with like the wind wall on her QW? Was there an E? I don't know. 113 years of 200 years of development. Yeah. Man, people had a good laugh about that one. We've been successful for 20 years in light of focusing on the fun of RX, the fun of winning items, and through the design and technology of blockchain, we aim to move towards the world of RX 2.0 that will carry us into the next 20 years. This universe is our first attempt to bring this to life. It's a new massive universe of MapleStory that goes beyond the boundaries of the existing games and is created by the development team and creators together. It evolves into a virtual world that can be infinitely expanded and freely navigated through NFTs on the blockchain. This is how we envision the MapleStory universe. Well, get your Ethereum out, boys. Although I don't know. Yasuo had a wind wall? Yeah, but then Samira got like a better one that was cheaper or something, and Yasuo's was already OP. I feel like that was the main... That, and then her ult was like some crazy stuff. Basically like the Corsair AoE skill. Much with the same effects, actually. The next 20 years will be even bigger with MapleStory and MapleStory Universe. Our vision for MapleStory Universe is MapleStory's MapleStory MMORPG in its ultimate form. Join us on your journey to perfect the game and experience its growth like never before. Let's explore the limitless possibilities of MapleStory together. Ready to board our spaceship. So, one thing that they kind of sidestepped that I thought was weird was in the first part they talked about limiting the quantity of stuff in the base game in MapleStory, because those items would then become automatically NFTs that you could use in other versions of the game, like in MapleStory and in forums and that kind of stuff. But now it almost seems like they're disconnecting them, but they were connected. So in general, I still feel like when they're talking about all of this, they're also talking about reboot, non-reboot, whatever, GMS and KMS, that every region and every server is going to have like a limited quantity of stuff compared to now. So better monitoring would be needed if that's the case. Better insights and drop rate and how that affects everything would be needed. Like, you know, if somebody gets like, is there going to be like a blue message every 2 minutes? Like, somebody just got eye patch number 6 out of 20 for today. And it's like, oh, did somebody already cap eye patches today? Oh, well, guess I'm running. Everyone runs every boss at reset as fast as possible to try to be the person that day who can get the eye patch. And if you don't run like nobody, you can never get one. Is it going to be a race to the race to reset? Are you going to like enter the boss fight like right before reset, wait in the reward room until right at reset, and then boom, open the box to try to be someone who can actually get the drop? I hope it doesn't become something like that, because then instead of being competitive, it's going to be like unplayable. Yeah, we'll have to see how they implement that. But yeah, it just felt like a whole lot of buzzwords with some weird examples and like a stockholder presentation on trying to say that by mentally imprisoning people with FOMO to play your game forever, you're giving them fun, and that's why people still play the game. That's kind of what it reads like to me. I assume that people who don't play video games, and especially not MapleStory, are pretty interested in this. I think MapleStory players probably very much more grounded, and might be a little peeved with like, but I guess we're all used to seeing information like improved, changed, balanced, and that kind of stuff without really further context. So we're keeping our ear to the ground. You know, if you hear more about this, I'll let you guys know. I'm following the account on Twitter, so I'm seeing this stuff every now and then. I guess they also are on medium.com here, so where they're posting. Yeah, and I double checked with Copper-san. It seems to be like official account and everything. It's not like some fan-made hoax account or anything like that. So, what's the Twitter? Just MapleStory U, I believe, or Maple U. Hang on, let me check. They're tweeting and retweeting a decent amount of stuff. MapleStory U, just the letter U. MapleStory U, or at. There you go. That's the handle if you want to follow it on Twitter as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys interested in this at all? Are you going to be checking it out? Is this a big nope? Are you just going to ignore it? What are your thoughts and doubts and hopes and aspirations and all that for it? For me, I hope that it's simple. I hope it I hope it connects to all of the knowledge I've gathered in MapleStory, and that my last 30,000 hours of playing this game will finally pay off, and I can actually start making some money with on the side of the content creation being a let's say a difficult financial thing. And then yeah, maybe I can finally put those hours to work, but we'll see. So yeah, let me see what you think, and I'll get back to you if we have another update. Thanks for checking it out.